Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have some very immersive and kind of quality of life Skyrim mods that will get you more immersed into your game. Some are much newer than the others, but all still work perfectly fine and aren't older than a year. I'll even go as far as to say that I personally recommend these mods for an immersive experience. If you end up finding a mod that you like, make sure to endorse that mod author once you finish downloading it, if you happen to remember after 15 minutes. And for today, I won't even ask for a like, but if you guys end up enjoying this video enough and think I deserve it, then that'll be that. But as of right now, let's dive right in, and I do hope you guys enjoy. The first immersive mod I don't think got enough credit, honestly, but this mod is named Immersive Equipping Animations. This mod makes it so that now when you equip any piece of armor, your character will play a short animation after you close the menu, or if you use Skyrim Souls, which makes it so no menu is really paused, it'll play in the background before you close your inventory screen. Only one animation will play at a time, so it doesn't matter how many items you equipped or unequipped at once, and this also doesn't require Nemesis or Pandora engine to work. It pretty much works as soon as you install the mod. But there is one more mod to add to this, if you want the complete effect of course, unless you're okay with only playing one animation at a time. I highly recommend grabbing Show Player and Menus. This mod will make it so that the camera will zoom in on your character while on any container type menu, so that'll consist of inventory, enemies inventories, or even just regular barter menus. With these two mods, you can personally now see your character equip the newly acquired armor, whether you're taking it straight from Abandoned's inventory or you just bought it. This mod also does come with the MCM so that you can make the camera face your character, or you can make it so that your character faces the camera. I honestly recommend the second option, because there are slight issues when you make the camera face your character, because if you're close to a wall, it can clip into the wall and ruin the experience. Nonetheless, on to the next mod, a new armor mod by the name of Templar Assassin armor. Coming with the female only light armor that does require you to build your body first and body slide, or your character will be invisible. And while this armor does come with its own body physics tied to it after you build it in body slide, it does not however come with HDT cloth physics. That comes as a separate mod which can easily be downloaded. This mod comes with multiple different variants for it, featuring different accessories for the belt, as well as providing new color variations for the outfit. Of course you can mix and match, but honestly I'd say stick to the color theme. This armor does require a bit of work to obtain because you have to be able to use the Skyforge to craft it, and to complete the set there were also two weapon types added, a dagger and also a long sword, and generally with it being so long it usually would clip into the ground, but because this outfit comes with heals, your character will be perfectly fine. Up next, a mod I think deserves so much more attention than it got, but this mod is called Dynamic Torch Idols. Generally I would say ideal just to annoy people, but I'm not going to do that here. This mod adds in 3 new torch idols for your character based on their gender, as well as their armor type, ranging from clothing variant all the way up to heavy armor variant. Although it changes the idol, the running, attacking animations, and as well as the sprinting have been left alone. And based on the animations and the theme that the animations go for, you can tell based on the amount of armor your character has, you can tell their confidence goes up with each level. And even though it is explained in the title, this does not affect the walking, running, or sprinting, or even attacking animations. The only thing that is touched is the idle animations for your character. If you're addicted to adding new animations to your game, then I highly recommend it. Just like I highly recommend this next mod that many people know about but aren't using for some reason. This mod is called Dirt and Blood Dynamic Visual Effects by J Serpa. This mod adds dirt and blood to your character dynamically. The lower your or the enemy's health get during the battle, the more blood that will appear on your character. After you heal, it will slightly go away, but you will clearly still see the blood overlays until you happen to decide to wash yourself off. And if you're wondering, enhanced blood textures is actually recommended to be used with this mod. Another fun part about this mod is the free haircuts that you get after a number of days pass based on the settings that you have in the MCM. You will get the option to trim your hair and also be able to change pretty much almost everything about yourself. But I definitely feel like the dirt function is the main reason people use this mod. Based on how long you go without washing your character and running around in Skyrim, your character will accumulate dirt that will stay there and actually lower your speech skill when talking to NPCs. So until you decide to use the wash skill that's given to you upon installation, you will suffer those debuffs. You can wash the dirt away by either using that skill, or you can just go for a swim. Up next, a mod not many know about, but definitely should. This mod is called Taunt Your Enemies, Taunting Matters. Upon launch of your game, you will be given a power in your skills tab, and if you use it, your character will taunt enemies, granting you a 25% damage boost for up to 8 seconds. You have to be in combat to use it. You can't use it before combat, I guess for reasons of balance. But that 25% damage boost can really make or break you during combat and turn the tides of a losing battle. The only thing is that using these will freeze you in place until the animation is finished, so you might want to make sure that you use it at the right time. A cool little addition to this mod is the mod Unbearable Taunt, which adds these weird dancing animations that can really make people mad if you end up using them. It's definitely not needed, but this mod I do think is needed. This mod is called Home Metal, NPC crafting and enchanting services. This mod makes blacksmiths and mages useful, besides just being another vendor in Skyrim. Now you can buy their services and make them temper items for you, or even craft new items if they have the materials for it. The items crafted and also the level they can be tempered to is based on the skill level of the NPC, which is based on the lore of Skyrim. Of course you can change this yourself with the MCM, but I advise to leave it alone for immersion reasons. If you want the MCM, you can even make it so that NPCs never have the materials unless you have them, which kind of makes it harder on you, but for a better reason, because now they won't just craft everything if you have the gold, you have to provide the materials now. But even then, they can still just outright deny you. But if they do accept the job, you will have to wait a few days for it to be done. You can check back in with them early to see if it's done and they'll tell you no. But if you wait, a courier will appear giving you a letter letting you know it is finished, and then you'll just have to make sure you have enough gold. But if you don't have enough gold, they'll just hold it until you do and you'll never get your item back. Honestly, I feel like that's fair. But up next, a mod fixing the annoying Skyrim bug, which is called Brawling no hitting Bystanders. Before in Brawling instances like with Ulfgerd, you can end up punching a bystander and gaining a bounty, which kind of ruins the quest. But now with this mod, when you're in the middle of a brawl, it will pretty much make it so that every NPC around you is unhittable, like they have no collision. They'll do no damage to you and you can't do any damage to them. The only outlier to this mod is that you can still hit animals around the NPC. You won't get a bounty for it, but at least now you can't touch any of the bystanders. This next mod though is a new death alternative mod, but a simple one that won't crash you at random important times during a quest line. And it's honestly my favorite alternate death mod. This mod is called Death's Door Death Alternative. Now when you're supposed to die, you will instead go into a essential knockdown state for a chance to be revived by divine intervention, which will teleport you back to the last safe place that you slept or spawned if you use alternate start like me. And the reason I bring up alternate start is because this mod will not start or allow you to even start it at all until the Unbound quest is done. So until you pick a new start. There's also little features such as being able to turn into a werewolf or vampire lord and essentially giving you a second life immediately without respawning thousands of miles away. But I do recommend grabbing a mod that makes you invulnerable during transformation, because NPCs will still attack you and bug your character while you're transforming, which is a vanilla bug, but it's more present here considering you have to wait to transform, so you might want to invest in one of those mods. Up next, an equipment durability system. This mod is simply called Equipment Durability System NG. Honestly, it's pretty straightforward, but this mod makes it so all equipment have a tempered durability stat. When you temper your weapon or armor, they will gain a counter based on your skill level. An encounter will go down the more you're hit, the more you block with the weapon or just anything, or the more you hit an enemy with your weapon. The counter isn't consistent, it won't go down to 0 after 200 hits, but it will slowly decrease in combat, making it so that you will have to retemper your equipment or have a risk of it breaking during combat based on the material of the item, which can be turned off in the INI file if you don't want that, but I highly recommend to keep it for the immersive side of it. And yes, this system does work with Home Metal, and it kind of makes it better in my opinion. Up next, this mod is called Immersive Spell Learning DESTified. This mod makes it so that you can't just pick up a master level spell and eat it to learn the spell immediately. Now you have to know what you're doing and understand it. Depending on how high your magicka is and how high your skill is in the school of the spell book, the lower the time span it'll take to read and learn it. Every book, even with this mod installed, can be read at any skill level. It's just that it will take a very long time. But if you have it turned on in MCM, which is turned off by default, then it'll make certain books impossible to read unless you at least have some skill in that school. But once you reach the master level and have a lot of magicka, then you can pretty much take an 8-day spell and turn it into a 1 hour. You can also read the skill books faster if you're sitting down. It's pretty immersive, honestly. But up next, a mod for the undead of Skyrim. Well, for fighting the undead. This mod is called Sanctified Steel. This mod makes it so if a weapon has the word silver in it based on keyword, it will now do more damage to undead type creatures. It doesn't change the description of the weapon to imply the more damage, but you can clearly see the damage difference. And because it uses SkyPatcher, it takes no extra work on your end. It'll patch pretty much any mod added weapon immediately as soon as you join the game. If it has the word silver in its name, it's a pretty simple script. But that was honestly it. I could have made this possibly longer, but I'm still getting a little fatigued from that 40-minute long video. But if you guys ended up enjoying, like I said, I won't ask for a like, but if you think I deserved it, thank you for that. But as of right now, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Peace and love, guys.